Speed is always a premium in the NFL draft, and there's a receiver out of Tennessee that has it in spades. That's Jalin Hyatt. We're about to break him down. It's presented by Miller Lite. What's up? My name's Ken Swanson. This is my guy, Sean Barber. Sean, Jalin Hyatt, he pops up on tape when you watch him.
Man, he pops up on tape, but I'm leery of what team he goes to. The team he goes to, your quarterback better have a rocket arm because he gets vertical like now.
Yeah, the vertical stem and what he's able to do down the field is wildly impressive. There's some really high-level ability to track and locate the football. I'm sure we're going to break it down here in a second, but he's a guy that I think is probably going to wind up going pretty early in this draft.
Yeah, a lot of people say he's a one-trick pony, but I believe that horse can go eat, man. He's going to find some zones to take advantage of. You almost cannot go in man-to-man coverage because he has so much vertical speed. I believe there's going to be some team is going to grab a gem in the making early in the draft with Jalin Hyatt.
A dynamic receiver out of Tennessee, had a highly productive final season there with the Volunteers. Let's check out the tape. One of the first things that you're going to see a lot of balls downfield to Jalin Hyatt. He's an explosive playmaker, probably more than anybody in this class, Barber.
Yeah, and then on the film, as we get deeper and deeper, you'll start to think that it's deja vu. We'll see the same thing over and over again. Jalin Hyatt running on air, running away from defenders, running through zones. It's almost like they're playing 7-on-7, him and Hooker. So I'm almost concerned of when he gets to the next level and he has to go against the Jalen Ramseys, the Gilmores, the corners that actually are a little bit better at the press, staying close. Are we going to see the contested catches being completed? Or are we going to just wait for him to try to get on the second and third level behind safeties for more bombs and more deep passes?
Yeah, it's kind of a unique offense at Tennessee. You're going to see a lot of guys, a lot of receivers, lined up in a little stack outside the numbers. They're going to try to run to space. They're going to read leverage. They're going to read box count. They're really going to stress as much grass on the field as they possibly can horizontally and vertically. And, there's questions about how the route tree that Jalin Hyatt had to run is going to translate, and as far as a guy that's, probably going to, come into the league, you're not going to get the most complete receiver. You're not going to get the most complete route tree. You're going to get a lot of the vertical stuff. He's going to be a guy that you're going to hope can, like you said, run from the slot and split the field and run that deep over route. Those kind of routes are going to be really valuable for him because, there's enough questions about whether or not he's going to beat press as consistently. What routes are you going to be able to ask of him to run and trust him to run early on? But when you kind of see it like that, I think there's the good news for him is there is probably a path to success with those vertical plays, but also some manufactured touches because of the electric nature of him with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and if I'm honest with you, there's probably only about 6 or 7 NFL teams who have quarterbacks with arms that are going to be able to hit him after 2 or 3 counts.
Yeah.
He's already 40 yards down the field, and you talk about airtime. If you can't throw the ball 70 yards, he's going to be waiting for balls. And when you wait for balls, defensive backs catch up. I would say, when you're checking the boxes and you're trying to make sure that this guy is a quality all-around receiver, one of the boxes is contested catches. And unfortunately, when you watch his highlight film, you watch all the game footage, you just rarely see him going up to battle a guy for a contested ball. It's either a deep ball over the shoulder, or it's like you say, a slant where he's already beaten the receiver inside. So you're gonna have to work with him. You're gonna have to work with him and see if you can kind of develop his overall catching skills and just make him a complete receiver.
Right.
And not that one-trick pony, which you can kind of hear being tagged along with his name.
Yeah, but if there is a trick to have, I think that vertical ability is big, and he does a good job of being able to track the ball over his shoulders. Didn't do it particularly great there, but that is still something that you do see on tape from him frequently, is just kind of, an ability to kind of locate the football in the air, which is obviously a great quality to have. He does a good job seeing it in there. And I think, there's a path to success for him early on in his career. It's just like you said, it's a matter of how much are you able to get out of him, advancing him But at the same time, I think what he does now and what he's shown as a vertical stretch play and a guy that you can get some manufactured touches to, there's still value in that at this next level.
Yeah, I think his ceiling is probably a Terry Glenn type receiver, right? He has that vertical speed, but then develops to be a complete receiver. And then his floor, or the least you're gonna get, is a Nelson Aguilar, a guy that, you just have to find ways, coaching-wise, to develop passing schemes to take advantage of his vertical speed. And that's always something that's going to limit your snaps. It's going to limit, obviously, you're not going to be able to use him in the red zone. And no receiver wants to be taken off the field when you get in the pay dirt. And so that's the thing, you kind of worry about. You have to have a certain philosophy offensively to really see this guy really mature and take off and be all he can be. In the NFL, man, it's not for long. And you got to really develop and be a complete player very soon. Because these defensive backs, man, they are definitely next level talents. When you talk about the guys you're going against on defense, it's not like these college guys.
I think about a team like the Chiefs, and obviously a lot of teams playing as much split field as they are these days. In recent iterations of that Chiefs offense, that vertical stretch has been so important to open up stuff underneath. And if teams do get out of cover two, or if you can get them out of cover two, that vertical stretch can open up a lot of stuff for like a Chiefs offense. So sometimes the value of a guy like this is simply just having that guy that is able to beat it, and let other players kind of do some of the work underneath for you.
Yeah, decoy threat, whatever you want to call it, being able to threaten the deep thirds and make those safeties get out of their back pedals way before they're ready to do it. Stretch the field I think it's 53.5 yards, however the width of a football field is, but making them really, defend every blade of grass, right, from sideline to sideline. When you have vertical speed like that, it definitely puts a lot of pressure on that split safeties when you talk about the defensive backfield.
If you're looking for a vertical stretch player, there's not one better than Jalin Hyatt out of Tennessee.